Okay, I'm back. This is a little container and I have salt in it. So you can use different salts. I think this is kosher salt, and you're just going to use a little pinch of it. And in a little container here, table salt, sea salt, kosher salt, margarita salt. Oh my gosh, that one's the best. So anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wet my rock with my number 6. I'm going to wet my rock. This is the one that's nearest here. So I'm going to wet it. Okay, and then I'm going to get my color. And my color is yellow ochre. A little bit of yellow ochre. Drop my yellow ochre onto the rock. See, and it's all spreading out really pretty here. It's got some browns in it. So I'm going to get some burnt umber. So I'll come back over here and put some burnt umber into the rock. I'm just tapping. I don't want to paint. I want to tap. This rock has a lot of texture in it. So we want to have this pretty texture. And so I'm just getting some color on top of it here. Okay, now I'm going to take my salt. I take a pinch of salt, and then I sprinkle it onto my rock. And it's just making more detail here. So can you see what it's doing to my, here's a little piece of salt I'll just smushing down. Anyway, as it dries, you can see it's making lots of nice texture. Okay, I'm going to do the other front side. On this side also is brown. So I'm going to wet the rock with plain water. My brush is a little dirty. That's okay. So I go up to my pencil line there. We can do our paint right up to the pencil lines so we get rid of the drawing. Nobody knows that we put a drawing on there. Okay, so now I'm going to take the yellow ochre, get a little bit on the edge, tap, because it's wet, so it'll spread out. And paint will only go where the paper is wet. So I don't have to worry about it going up into my tree or over to my river here. So I'm just doing some nice little rocks. Take some more water, get some more brown. Put some more brown because it's darker down in here. A little darker. Tap. And you have to put the salt on while it's wet. It will not work if it's dry. So I might take a little bit more water, tap some more water up over my pencil lines. Okay, and now I'm ready for my salt. I'll take my pinch of salt, sprinkle it. Oh, this is really working good over here. There it is. Do you see that working? Another little trick is alcohol to give another little definition. Okay, so this is the front rocks. Here's the front rock, and it has salt on it. After you're finished with your painting, then you can take a paper towel and just take all the salt off. So now what I want to do is the rocks, which are darker. So when you want it darker, you use more paint. So now say I want to do this rock right back here. Okay, and this in here is more of a brown rock. So I wet it. This time I'm not using any yellow ochre. I'm coming over to my burnt umber. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Give it some texture. Give it some texture. Now I'm using salt. Whew. That one's done. Okay, all of my water is dry now. So now I can do these rocks back here. So now I just get into my indigo. And now I want to do this rock here. He's darker. Now I rinse my brush out, tap it on paper towel. Now I can just take off the front side. And that's my rock. Okay? That's how I'm going to do all these rocks. Okay, back in here. So I skip a rock, and I'll go over to this rock here, and I pull that in. Okay, maybe this rock back here. See, that pushes those bushes back, doesn't it? Okay, so then I'm take my brush, get the paint off, get my highlight by taking off some paint in the front. Leave it dark in the back. This one here, he just will be light on the very top up here because the light's coming up over the other area. So that's how I'm doing that. Okay, back to work here.